Now let's look at a couple of examples. The first thing we want to do is clear the fraction out of this problem so that we can work with it without fractions in the way. So when I look at 9 and 2, my lowest common denominator is going to be an 18. 18 is the smallest number that both 9 and 2 will fit into. So if I take this whole equation and multiply everything on the left side by 18, and I also multiply the right side of the equation by 18, my fractions will drop away and I won't have to work with them anymore. There is one little trick to this though. Multiplying 18 times 1/9 gives us 18 ninths, which reduces to just 2. Multiplying 18 times 1/2 gives us 18 halves, which reduces to 9. Now on the left side, things get a little tricky. Remember how the distributive property ends up with the 2/9 getting applied to everything inside the parentheses? So if we multiply the 18 times just the 2/9, when the distribution happens, that 18 will also end up getting applied to the 3m and the minus 2. So we only need to multiply the 2/9 times 18 on our left side. So once again, 18 times 2/9 is going to give us 36 over 9, which will reduce to 4. That we're then going to multiply our 4 times the 3m minus 2. Now this equation, without the fractions in it, is a much easier equation to solve. Now I'll go ahead and use my distributive property to get the 12m minus 8 on the left and 2m plus 9 on the right. Moving all of my variables to one side by subtracting 12m from both sides leaves me with a negative 10m plus 9 on the left and a negative 8 on the right. Then I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, getting negative 10m is equal to a negative 17. And dividing by negative 10, I'm left with m equals 17/10. And I'm going to leave the check on this one up to you if you'd like to try it. Let's practice clearing that decimal one more time, or I'm sorry, clearing the fraction. The least common denominator that we have between 3 and 2 is going to be a 6. So when I multiply the left side of this equation by 6, and multiply the right side of the equation by 6, six times m over 3, the 6 and the 3 will reduce to 2m. And 6 times 1/2 is going to be 3. Distributing the 6 through on the right side, again the 6 over 3 will reduce, so that I'm left with 4m, and then I also need to multiply the 6 by that 3. Even though it's not a fraction, and even though it doesn't have any variables on it, remember 3 really is a fraction. It's just the fraction 3/1. So the 6 needs to multiply by it as well. Combining like terms to get everything to one side, I have negative 2m plus 3 equals 18. Taking 3 away, I'm left with negative 2m equals 15. And dividing both of my sides by -2, I have m equals a -15 halves.